back to my channel. I know, total bare face and like ponytail right now besides my eyebrows, but today I figured I would go ahead and do another getting ready with me video. You guys seem to really like these kind of videos, and the last video that I did, I got a ton of comments on that format. You guys kind of like me just talking through with you guys and just kind of winging it on the look. Once again, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, so I just grabbed a drawer and put some random palettes in here. So yeah, we'll just figure out something to do today. Once again, I'm not really going anywhere today, but rather than just doing something really natural and neutral, just because I feel like there's a ton of those kind of tutorials and get ready with me videos out there, I figured I would do something a little bit more fun. I don't know if I'm gonna do as many colors as I did last time, because last time was kind of like crazy greens and stuff. So this time I'm kind of wanting to do like a gold dark smoky eye. I don't know, we'll see where it goes, because it could end up being something totally different. But anyways, enough rambling, let's go ahead and get into the fun stuff now. So on my face, all I have on right now is a moisturizer. That's why I'm looking kind of shiny, because it's still kind of absorbing. And then my eyebrows, and for my eyebrows, all I use is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown. I seriously love this stuff. And then to set it, I've just been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Hands down, best brow gel I've ever used. It's nice because it doesn't make your brows feel like crispy and crunchy, but it seriously locks them in place all day. I feel like I honestly don't even have a problem when just wearing the pencil without the gel, but sometimes when you're just wanting to, I don't know, accentuate some of these like front hairs, I feel like the brow gel works really nice. Alright, so now moving on to the rest of my makeup. I think I am going to go ahead and do my eyes first this time, just because I know I'm going to be working with some kind of really dark color and I don't want to get fallout and have to wipe it off and remove some foundation. But I am going to go ahead and apply some primer right now. This is the Benefit Porefessional. It was just a tiny little sample size. I went to Sephora again yesterday and purchased actually only one thing. I think I was supposed to spend $35 to get this little sample bag, but I only spent like 20 something and the lady still gave it to me, so I don't know, I'm not complaining. I'm just gonna go ahead and rub this in. Okay, so first off, I do know that I want something really gold kind of as my base color. So this is the Stila in the Light palette, and I think I'm gonna be using the shade Bubbly and Kitten. Both of these are absolutely gorgeous. Kitten is more of kind of like a champagne-y gold, whereas Bubbly is like an actual gold color. So if you guys... This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Pure Gold. I absolutely love these things. If you're just looking for a cheap kind of eye base to use, I would highly recommend these. I don't know how well they really are just worn on their own as a cream eyeshadow. I feel like that way you do get creasing, but if you're just using it as an eyeshadow base, I think it's great. So I'm just gonna pop this on to my eyelids. I guess I should zoom you guys in. Okay, and then once you have the jumbo pencil on, I like to just tap it into my eyelid a little bit. If you leave it too thick, then that's when I do notice some creasing. So if you have a really thick layer of like the cream shadow and then put the powder on top, I feel like that's when the shadow can kind of get like creasy and wrinkly looking. So I just like to thin it out a bit, but still leave my eyelid tacky. Okay, so now going in with the Stila in the Light palette, I'm going to be using this color here called Bubbly. Looks more gold in person. I feel like this light is washing it out a bit. And the brush I'm going to be using is the Sigma E55. As always, if you guys are interested in the Sigma brushes, I do have a link down below with a 10% off discount code. So I'm just going to pop some of this color on here. I really like these shadows because they're just incredibly velvety and pigmented. If you guys are familiar with the Lorac Pro eyeshadows, I feel like these Stila ones are a lot like that, except for they're not as like powdery. So I'm just going to continue packing this color on, and one thing I want to mention, with this you don't really want to swipe back and forth, because once again, since the shadows are so like buttery and pigmented, I feel like it kind of moves around too much and it can get a little, I don't want to say powdery, but I don't know, you won't get the same foiled looking effect. So I think for today I kind of want to create like a smoky gradient. I hate saying smoky and then watch it end up being something like awful. So before going into a matte color, I'm going to go into this color right here, which is called Gilded Gold. It's just a really pretty chocolate brown with some sparkle in it. And with that, I'm just going to be using the MAC 217. I actually haven't really used this palette at all. I bought it a couple months ago when Stila was having like this huge like 40 or 50% off sale. So I bought two palettes and I had completely forgotten about them, which sounds like bratty and annoying. But I was just so obsessed with using the Naked palettes and Lorac palettes still. Okay, so I'm just going to swipe this color back and forth. I really like this brown. It's nice. It kind of has a lot of warmth to it, like a little bit of red. I feel like with smoky eyes, that's the biggest thing. You just really want to make sure that you take time blending. Otherwise, you're just like left with really harsh lines like this right here. So now this is the Sigma E40. And I'm going to rub this back and forth again. As usual for this, I'm using the Sigma E50 because I am obsessed. So first, I'm just gonna buff some of this color out a little bit. I'm gonna go into the Urban Decay Smoked palette, and I'm gonna use these two shades here. So Kinky and Freestyle. I never really like doing like a stark white on my highlight just because I feel like it can look really fake. So I kind of like doing a cream color and like a beigey color mixed. So I'm just gonna pat this under my brow. Okay, going in with the Sigma E40 and then back into the Stila palette. I'm sorry that I'm like switching palettes all over. Honestly, you could probably do it all from one palette, but just, you know, alternate some colors, but I don't know. I like playing around with everything. So this is a shade Bliss. It's just a really kind of like muted toffee type color, I guess. And I'm going to use this in between before I go in with a darker color just to help melt this color in some more. Anyways, this is the Too Faced Boudoir Eyes palette. And I picked this one just because it has this gorgeous black in here that kind of has some iridescent glitter. So I just thought that would be a fun one to try. And it's called French Tickler. All of these kind of have like sexy, scandalous names in them. And then with that, I'm gonna be using the Sigma E47. So just kind of a smaller brush. This black is like uber pigmented, so I'm just gonna take a tiny bit at first and we'll work from there. And with blacks, I just like working up the intensity. I don't want to go too dark at once and then just be like stuck with that for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to continue blending this in. And then I'm also going to pull some into the crease. I like to keep my crease matte, but since we're already going all toddlers and tiara and glitz and glam over here, I want to add a tiny bit of just like a sheen right here, nothing like overly glittery. So going back into the Too Faced palette, there's this color right here, which is just a really nice kind of pinky gold called Satin Sheets. And I'm just going to top some of that matte brown right here, just a little bit of it. I don't know how well that's picking up. Okay, so as you can see, as I clean this, I'm kind of trying to create like a straight edge right here, just because that'll help me create that really nice cat eye later. So right now I know it looks sharp, but once we put on foundation, then I can blend that a little bit more. So just creating a nice straight sharp edge. Okay, so before I finish off my eyes, I want to go ahead and do my face, I guess my foundation now, just because I know I'm going to add some smoky shadow under here, but first I want to conceal under my eyes because as you can see, I have some puffiness and a redness going on. Then let's go ahead and do some concealing because as you can see, I have a ton of marks right now and that's no bueno. Where is the concealer that I'm wanting? Okay, I'm just gonna go in and use this. This is the Bobbi Brown Cool Sand Creamy Concealer. Now typically I would go in, ew, I have hair on my hand, with foundation first, and then if I needed any more coverage, then I would go in with concealer, or I guess the other way around because I honestly do it both ways, but these blemishes are bad and I know I'm gonna need the extra coverage, so instead of wasting time, I'm just gonna do it now. Okay, so for my foundation, I don't really wanna go in and use a Kat Von D again because that's what I did in my last video. So I think I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Outlast, but as you can see, it's a really light one. I just haven't bothered repurchasing it yet just because I figure it's already down to here. I'll just use the rest of it before I buy a new one. So this is an 825, like I said, way too light for me. So I'm just gonna be mixing it with the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation in number 4. I love this stuff. I actually just bought it the other day and I'm already obsessed with it. So I'm just gonna take like a half a pump of this, hold on. This foundation is super, super liquidy, but I feel like it's a good one to mix with the CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1 just because this one is so thick. So I took a pump of this and then kind of like, I guess a whole pump of the Bobbi Brown just because it is so liquidy. I'm gonna go in with the Sigma F82. I always get the names confused. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start in my problem areas first and make sure we get those nice and covered. Okay, so there's a nice even application of that. Now to conceal my under eyes, just because right here on the corners, my eyes do get like really pink, kind of like a weird orangey tinge, so I do want to cover that. All right, zooming you back into my eyes, I'm gonna be using the CoverGirl Olay Correcting Concealer. I actually really do like this now with a beauty blender. A lot of you guys suggested it with a beauty blender and I've seriously been loving it. In the last video, I used it with my brush, or with my fingers, I'm sorry. And the Beauty Blender definitely makes a difference. I feel like it just kind of melts it into the skin and doesn't show any weird like dry patches or anything. Now to set my under eyes and keep it from creasing, I'm gonna go in with the Lioele Be My Skin Compact Powder. How did I just get a little bit of black eyeshadow under here? I'm a mess. Okay, I'm just actually gonna use a sponge and tap it right into this powder and just blot this right on my under eyes. Okay, now for the rest of my face, the powder I'm gonna be using is, I guess this one. Yeah, this is just the Makeup Forever Pro Finish in 120. It's just a compact powder. I actually tried using this wet the other day and it was really nice. Like I just wore this and then no liquid foundation. Obviously I just used this on its own, no powder on top of it, and it was, I don't know, it was really cool. So if you guys have this powder, I would recommend trying that one time. Okay, so there is my face. Now we can go ahead and do some bronzing. This lighting is ridiculous. Like I look like Casper. Here I have the NARS Danmari palette, Danmari, I don't know what it is. The Casino bronzer is in here, which this may actually be too darkish for me. I don't know, I honestly never really use it. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this as a contouring powder, and this is the Sigma F05, I believe, yep. So just going in and contouring my cheeks. I'm gonna be using this color right here called Sin, and just using my normal blush brush, which is the Sigma F40, getting some of this color in here, and just popping this right onto my cheeks. And then for my highlighting shade, I'm just gonna use MAC Whisper of Gilt, which I can't even really show you. There's Landon, say hi. He's tired. And this is the Sigma F50, just a big duo fiber brush. Just gonna sweep some highlight just right onto the tops of my cheeks. Okay, so now we can finally go back in and finish up with the eyes. The eyeliner that I'm gonna be using is the Stila Smudgestick Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Damsel. This one just came in the light palette, and it's just a nice retractable pencil. Mine is like so flat, I don't know if you can really see. Pencil is just so rich and creamy, and it's smooth, and it honestly doesn't bother my waterline whatsoever, and I have really watery eyes. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take the pencil at an angle and slightly drag some of it on my actual lash line too, but not too much, just because I am gonna go in and smudge it. So a little bit of this goes a long way. Okay, so now just going with the Sigma E30 without any product on it, I'm just gonna smudge this liner back and forth across my lash line. And then if you want to go even more dramatic with your eyes, you can go in with the Lorac Lustre Drops. These ones are just in 3D liquid luster. There's a gold one as well, which I need to get my hands on, but this is just kind of the iridescent one. So it's just a little dropper, and all I do is put one drop onto the back of my hand, and then I'm just gonna rub my finger in it, because as you can see, it's really liquidy. Pat this right onto the inner corner where that lighter shadow is, just to add even more sparkle. Now, since my natural lashes are super wimpy, I feel like when wearing kind of a dramatic smoky eye like this, I feel like false lashes are like a necessity for me, just because my normal lashes are so thin and just short, so you just wouldn't really be able to see them. So now going in with the Real Waterproof Up and Down Mascara. This is from Lioele. I'm just gonna apply some of this onto my lashes. Okay, but now that we finished up with the eyes, which I totally won with that, saying that we would do something smoky and dramatic. So there are the eyes, and then with the cheeks, I just went with something kind of dewy, not overly shimmery, but just luminescent, just because you guys know I'm all for that. And since my cheeks are dry, I don't really like going super matte on my cheeks. So moving on to the lips, I don't want to do something nude. If you're wondering why my lips are kind of pink, because normally they're super like naked, it's because I was just trying on lipsticks. I didn't want to just try on stuff on camera and have to like wipe everything off. I tried a nude lipstick because I thought that would be good since my eyes are so dark, but I just didn't really care for the way it looked. So I settled on this. This is L'Oreal's Color Riche lipstick 417 in Peach Fuzz. I've had this lipstick for a while, and I think I bought it because it was like 75% off at CVS, but as you can see, it's a super frosty lipstick, which is something I would normally never go for, but when I tried it on, I felt like it looked good with these eyes. So yeah, when I first apply it, you're gonna be like, what is she doing? That is like a grandma lipstick. Not that I have anything against grandmas. Okay, so yeah, super frosty, right? but once it's all the way on, I feel like it just really goes with these eyes. Because typically I don't wear frosty lipsticks at all, but somehow this color I felt like just went with these eyes. Tell me what you think. Is it bad? Is it good? I don't know. I feel like it matches. It doesn't look overly frosty, it just looks kind of glossy. And then on top of that, I'm gonna do the, what brand is this from? Is it Lioele? I forget. Oh, Licret Miracle Magic Lipstick. I got it from LioeleTexas.com. It's kind of like a pH changing lipstick, one of those mood lipsticks, but I'm just gonna put this on the outer parts just because it has a bit more pink. Whoa, Dana, coloring out of the lines here. Alright guys, so here is the completed look. Let me know what you guys think of it down below. I know it is a pretty kind of like a dark, dramatic eye, but I don't know. I wanted to play with black eyeshadow and glitter today. Also, I cut my hair. I cut probably about an inch off and then got my layers cleaned up, so I finally have some more movement back in my hair because it was just getting way too heavy. And then for the most part, we got rid of like the ombre. We just did a demi permanent Joico color. I forget the exact name. I want to say it was like B something 6. But it's pretty close to my natural color because up here hasn't been touched in like over a year. So all this is like my natural color besides these tiny bits of highlights up here. So if you pull up my ends to my roots, I mean, yeah, the ends are a little bit lighter, but it's a pretty darn close match. So yeah, I went darker for fall. Let me know what you guys think. Yes, no, I don't know. I'm happy with it and I feel like it looks a lot shinier and a lot healthier because I needed a haircut really bad. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see more of these videos, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? Oh, so annoying. Okay, but yeah, as always, I love you guys all so much and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.